What's up, guys? Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and let's take another look at crypto and talk about what's going on in the cryptosphere, or whatever you want to call it, the crypto universe. So, obviously, not much has changed with Bitcoin from yesterday's video. We are battling with this long-term uptrend line, as you can see, and there's a whole lot of nothing going on. I mean, there's yesterday's candle and today's candle, barely anything. Hasn't been a lot of volatility. Volume is shrinking, as you can see. Um, and clearly, price action is still negative. I mean, granted, we got out of this and we've kind of gone sideways now. And the good part is, after pushing lower and looking like we're going to break this uptrend and kind of there's been no definitive move. And, we didn't even make a test of this prior low here at 74, like 7,300 from March 18th. So, kind of waiting to see if the bulls or the bears or the buyers or the sellers are going to take control. But the bottom line is we need to recognize that the overall feel of the market, the price action is weak. I mean, you can see the same thing in Litecoin. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, I look at it and all I see is probably going down to 100. Hopefully I'm wrong, but just nothing. Ethereum looks just as bad. Look at Ethereum. It's like we're on a beeline to get down to this support level around 400, 404. So we shall see. I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't. It's just path of least resistance is, to come down to this support. So we'll see what happens. But also what we need to be aware of is essentially, the elephants in the room, or so to speak, in this case, the $300 million tether elephant in the room. And that is, for those of you not familiar with it, Tether is the USD equivalent that is used in crypto. So if you essentially want to trade out of crypto, but you don't want to cash your money out, you trade it into USD Tether. There is concern that the amount of Tether that's been issued isn't actually backed by the amount of USD equivalent. So news like this right here, Tether apparently canceled another audit after the issuance of another 3 million new Tether tokens, which again, that is supposed to be the equivalent of 300 million new US dollars. So there's a worry. There's a worry. If the USD tokens are backed by the US dollars on a one-to-one ratio like they're supposed to be. Tether keeps saying that they have sufficient funds, but there has not been a third-party audit yet to show this, and every time there is going to be one, it seems to get canceled or something happens. So that is a little shady, and that is a shade that is hanging over Bitcoin right now, because if that's not the case, if they do not have the proper reserves, then we're going to see Bitcoin get hit. From all the research I've seen from traders I know, most of them feel like things are actually backed, and that they have sufficient funds. And the data I've seen I like, but I won't make an opinion. I just know this is out there, and these are things you need to pay attention. Just larger news items that can be a catalyst up or down. Obviously, this would be a catalyst to the lower side. If they get the third-party audit done and it shows that they do have sufficient capital, then that would be a catalyst to the upside. And who knows, maybe that's what the market's waiting on. I don't know, because this is something that's been debated now for months on end. So we shall see what happens with this, hopefully sooner rather than later. I'd like a resolution just because that would give us some kind of spark to get some volatility and some movement in the market again, whether that's to the up or downside. I really don't care. I just want to see some movement so we can get the price points where I can make decisions, make investments, make trades. So again, I like to use charts. I like to use technical analysis. I like to find price points to exit and enter investments, but also I need to know the big news items that are going on. And it doesn't have to be again, like I said, this has been going on for months. So it's not like, oh, I need to know what's going on every single day in terms of news. You just need to know the larger items that can impact the sentiment of the market and push it up or down. So we'll see what happens with the whole Tether thing, and if it ends up being a positive or a negative. In the meantime, sitting on my hands with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Again, like I said in the previous video, I rather wait for support levels to find good entries. So like again, Litecoin, I'm not, if we test these prior lows, then I might look to add to my core position. If not, and we turn and rally, then upside, like I said, well, technically at this point, it's this top would be the next upside. So that we have to get through 170 to test this prior resistance of a buck 90. So again, just know your price points and try to set up positive risk reward scenarios. You want your possible reward to outweigh your risk by at least 2 to 1, preferably 3 to 1. And again, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, to get a feel for the sentiment and the price action of the market, look at the larger time frames across multiple big cap cryptos and see if they're trending up or down. And again, that's what we talk about in terms of time frame analysis. And I show you how to do that and a method to go about that in the Scaredy Cat Guide to Investing in Crypto course, which is basically your blueprint and then your entry into the weekly webinars we're going to be doing going forward. So look for news about that coming out. But anyway, that's it for now, and I will see you on the next video later.